CBS Sports' Cody Benjamin recently named one underappreciated player on every AFC team for the 2023 NFL season. Now, before we find out who Benjamin named for the Denver Broncos, I want to think about some players who I personally feel like are underappreciated on the Broncos. These are guys who have been just really producing for us, but they don't get the credit and the flowers that they deserve. One guy that comes to my mind immediately is K'Waun Williams, who was one of the best nickels in the NFL last year, and he did not get that recognition at all. Another one that may surprise Broncos country a little bit is Cam Fleming. He was a guy who was our swing tackle last season, and down the stretch, he provided some of the best offensive line play on the entire unit last year, at least in terms of consistency. I also feel like Benjamin's choice is a good one, so let's find out who he picked for the most underappreciated player on the Denver Broncos. So Benjamin ended up going with DJ Jones. Let's listen to what he had to say. His numbers have never been gaudy, but he's been an above average interior man for at least 4 years now, dating back to his days with the 49ers. And personally, I feel like that's a little bit of an understatement because of all the big names on that 49ers defensive line. DJ Jones sort of went under the radar in my opinion. He set things up for guys like Nick Bosa and Eric Armstead, and when he was there, DeForest Buckner, DJ Jones helped set things up for those guys to succeed. So his production in San Francisco maybe didn't show up so much on the stat sheet, but he was making impacts in other ways there and helping a lot of those other star players there eat. Benjamin continues, removed from the Nick Bosa companionship in 2022, he still starred as a top-flight run stuffer in Denver. With 20 tackles for loss and 10 QB hits in the last 3 seasons, he's a legit anchor alongside newcomer Zach Allen. Jones started 15 games for Denver after signing a lucrative free agent deal last season with them and recorded 34 tackles, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, 4 QB hits, and 6 passes defended. He was the anchor of our defensive line last season, and he brought really good production to the table. He was consistently in the backfield, both on running downs and on passing downs, and his impact was felt in other ways beyond the stat sheet, much like his time in San Francisco. He helped set things up for Draymond Jones to eat, and when he was still here, Bradley Chubb to eat, as well as Baron Browning and Randy Gregory. In my opinion, a big clogging defensive tackle like DJ Jones is just one of the most underappreciated positions in the NFL in general. So I really feel like this is a really good choice here for the most underappreciated player on our team. So I'm curious, Broncos country, who would you pick as the most underappreciated player on the Denver Broncos? Again, for me, the first 2 players that come to mind are K'Waun Williams and Cam Fleming, but who else would you pick as somebody that produces at a really high level for our team, but doesn't necessarily get the high-end recognition that they deserve? Pat Surtain, although you could argue that he doesn't get as many flowers as he should because of Sauce Gardner, he still is an all-pro and still does get a high level of recognition for what he does here in Denver. So I couldn't feel comfortable really picking Pat Surtain as an underappreciated player here in Denver, even though I do feel like he is slightly underappreciated. But I'm curious about your thoughts on this, Broncos country. Drop those comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are 2 free and easy ways to show your support. It helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out to fellow members of Broncos country just like you and me. And until next time, guys, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.